Hi guys, welcome back to West Coast Gamers. It's Teasdale here, and this time we've got Blackburn. Not a top tier deck, not a new deck or anything like that. I think this is just an interesting take on it that I've seen quite recently. Effectively a creatureless build running Akiba, the Reckoner Raid, just max copies of Fruit. You got max copies of Vampire's Kiss, Arms of the Vein, and then Containment Ground, and some Crypt Rats. I do feel like this deck in general feels like with the Containment Ground, it's pretty much it's missing that one burn spell, because you've got these 12 1-drops which do okay, 16 if you include the Piranha Marshes. You're then absolutely loaded on 2-drops, but 7 of them aren't really burn spells. You have 4 Containment Grounds, you have 3 Soul Reaps, and then the rest are kind of like burn spells. Like the Signing Bloods aren't really, but you kind of give them credit because they basically give you 2 more. So it is interesting build. I have done quite well in the last couple of leagues. It's not too bad. Usually 4-1, 3-2, that sort of thing. It is a deck that's its own worst enemy because it has to draw a critical mass of cards. And that's kind of what we're hoping for. I had a cool few games where I've won on one land, basically just discarding arms to draw a spell with obviously just access to these, which was quite interesting. Finally managed to draw my second land drop to, I think I Signing Blood them to death. So the deck is pretty cool. But yeah, moving on to the sideboard, we've got 4 Choking Sands, 3 Geth's Verdict, 4 Witches and 4 Trespasser Curses. Pretty stock, I'm aimed to beat X, Y and Z, and that's what I'm aiming for. Hopefully should just be swapping out 4 cards for 4 cards kind of thing. So Choking Sands obviously for Tron, for anything with Karoo lands, that sort of thing. Any slow, clunky deck that you can just punish with the Choking Sands. Geth's Verdict obviously for where Soul Reap's not very good kind of thing. Witches good against Fear. Trespasser Curse, one that I've kind of generally boarded in probably more than I should, but I've been quite impressed with it. Even just like a little bit of life gain here and there for whatever their opponent's doing. So yeah, it's an interesting enough deck, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers guys. Hey guys, welcome back. We are here for round 1. Our opponent is mulligan to 6 so far. I actually, as weird as this sounds, we're on the draw here. I'm actually going to keep this. It is a 1-lander. We do have 1 castable spell. And we do have a couple of turns to make draws, so I can land, play this. Hopefully we do draw a land in the next couple of draws, but it's still fine if we don't, because we can just discard the arms to hand size if worse comes to worse. But we do function off 1 extra land, so I am going to keep this. And I think you just need that much critical mass that keeping low land counts is probably better. Another 1-drop would probably be the best thing, but we can't really be too choosy, I don't think. Hopefully like plays a garrison here. Yeah, nice. Then we can just literally Containment Ground it. It's really good for us. Just cuts him off so much mana here, and then if he does want to cast a 2-drop, then he does have to start tapping this. Okay, not too bad. Bit slow of a start obviously, but it's still fine. Obviously we've got Crypt Rats for anything on the board. These lands are really obnoxious. They're doing my head in, but we can't really do anything about it. I think go to 6, then go to 8. So yeah, I think I'm going to Signing Blood myself here. If I don't draw a land, it's still fine because I could just discard the arms to hand size. Do need to watch out about other garrisons here, so I'm going to save the containment. I'm going to name Torch on this. So I'm going to save the containment in case he garrisons a garrison kind of thing. That's fine. Then we've got a backup. Seeker. Seeker's fine because we basically just Tyrant's Choice here, name Torture, and then we can Soul Reap the Seeker. He loses 3, and he just keeps him that much further behind. Losing, tapping for black, losing 2, go to 7. 4 for a Battle Screech. Sure. I think, to be fair, I'm just going to play these Crypt Rats and then do it for 2. Do it for 2 now. Just keep them off the board kind of thing, and then we do have the Bite and the Arms. Oblivion Ring, the Containment Ground. Sure. That is fine. Squadron Hawk. Also fine. So yeah, if we do draw land, we have Lethal. That is lethal. Oh no, we don't. We've got lethal. I can't count. Never mind. I just can't count. For some reason, I thought we only had 4 mana. But hey, well, there we are. Nicely done, round 1. Game 1. I kind of like all of this. It's kind of my thought. I like the curse. I think it's actually quite good. Especially, it's not as good on the draw, but I think it's still fine. I don't really like the Containment Grounds, I don't think. Maybe I don't need the Trespasser's Curse. Maybe it's just not needed and just bring in 4 Witch instead of the 4 Containment Grounds. Contaminated Grounds. Yeah, we'll try that. Like, I do think it's probably something I'd maybe look at boarding on a player, I think. Yeah, this is good for us. Another land also means we can Fruit Soul if he has like a Seeker draw. So... I don't... It feels weird to play 4 Fruit because the card's just really, really like anemic. Just obviously they just lose 2, but having the inevitability of flashing it back is just so good. Just eventually just adds up. Nice. Just gonna Witches here. Gonna use the Witches to kind of take care of all these like 1/1s, and then Soul Reap takes care of this Seeker. Is what I'm hoping. Rally, sure. That's fine. I'm not particularly fussed about that. Nice. I assumed he had some form of interaction. I was just curious what it was. So another Seeker here is quite annoying. We need I think we need another Soul Reap here. Yeah, gets named for 1. Garrison. Sign in Blood. So I think we just Sign in Blood ourselves. Hopefully find another Soul Reap here. So we can either Tyrant's Choice or we can Reckoner Raid and Fruit. I I think I kind of like raiding fruit. You can kind of just pass turn here. Bit awkward that the Seeker gets to live. Battle Screech. So I'm going to ping this now, because then if to flash this back, he has to tap the Seeker, if that's what he wants to do. Does mean he gets a hit for damage, which is fine. Like, it's not fine, but it's like passable. Just means that the onslaught of creatures kind of slows down here. So put him down to 6. But then he can easily go back up. I think, again, I'm just going to ping this now. Just give him just the ability to, he has to choose between like casting certain things. I think he's on too much of a like high hand count to kind of want me to block and then shoot it, like to make that trade. It's to tap these Squadron Hawks to bring the Battle Screech back. 1 card in hand. Against 3 goes to 9. And I go to 12. Piranha Mash. Piranha Mash isn't ideal. I think I'm just gonna try and make a trade here, but he most likely has another spell. Jesus. Yep. Sure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he goes to 10. We got 2. I think I shoot this. Means I can attack with this captain if I feel like I can somehow win. So attack for 2 puts him to 8. This puts him to 9. Yeah, we just can't get enough life here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. I do think these curses are just good enough. Are you seeing how many creatures you just put on the board there? Like, I think the witch is putting enough work, I think. Maybe just start trimming. Crit Rat is good. Try something like that. Because I think pretty much everything that we've replaced with the curses. We can't keep this on the plate. It's really unfortunate. This is fine, I think. Ship a land back. Just lead on Piranha Marsh. Probably then lead on Witches, I think. Faithless Looting. Journey, sure. I'm journeying, this is fine. I think I just want to sign in blood here. And then bounce the Piranha Mash. We've got the Crypt Rats as well, which is quite nice to keep us going. He does seem to be, I wouldn't say he's stuck on lands, but he's discarded 2. Alright, okay. So we get to play this Piranha Mash again. And then Vampire's Kiss. And then Bump. I just Vampire's Kiss because it's set up with blood tokens. Battle Screech. Sure. I think I'm going to take the turn off to try and like clear his board and just play a couple of... Okay. So we... Trespasser's Curse target him. And then we get to discard this. And draw a card. Cool. He's on 10. He's on 11. Needs to play a guy. Loses 1. Back to 10. Faithless Looting. Be interesting to see if he decides to Battle Screech. Also, if he discards Prismatic Strands, it would be quite awkward as well for us. But we do have the Soul Reap here. For Urban Inspector, Boros Garrison. So he's deciding to attack for 2 as opposed to casting the Battle Screech. Cool. So we get to put him down to 6 here. Piranha Marsh puts him to 5. And then we get to Soul Reap this. Put him at 2. This just means that realistically the 2 guys just aren't going to get there. So with that in mind, I think we're pretty much golden here. It needs some way of gaining life. Yeah. Seeker. So he's tapped out with no... Yeah, he's tapped out with no Prismatic Strands in the graveyard. So that's good. Hits for 2. So we just get to play the Crypt Rats here and then hit for 3. So... Currently paying 3. Nicely done. There we have it, guys. There was round 1. I'll see you guys for round 2. Hi guys, welcome back to round 2. We are on the draw and this hand's a pretty easy keep. We're against Bogles. Well, this matchup's pretty horrendous. It's just a pure race for us and we kind of just need him not to see any Armadillo Cloaks. Or if he has any main board lifelinks. Just need him not to gain life really. And hope our life gain keeps us out of range enough. So I guess we just one sacrifices a creature. Interesting. Very unlikely that that ever goes off, but would be interesting to vote for to see if he did. So yeah, I'm just going to lead on that, and then I'm going to lead on Vampire's Kiss Fruit, and then I can then Sovereign's Bite Blood Arms as well. That's kind of what I'm looking for. 2, 4, 10. That would put him at 5. Yeah. Managed to get a big donker. Gets a hit for 4 here. There's an argument for Sovereign's Biting, just because you gain more life, but I can't imagine it mattering too much. Could have a Mask here. Unbrindled Growth. Rancor, sure. Bogle, sure. 8. 8 puts us to 9, and then we get hit for 9, but we gain 6. We're gaining 6 this turn. Whew. So we could die here. That's something that could easily happen. If we die to even, never mind like a Ancestral Mask or another Ethereal Armor or whatever, but an Armadillo Cloak basically kills us as well. Because we effectively have this turn. Our opponent's turn will basically most likely decide this game. Either by killing us, because he's currently hitting us for 9. Or he'll gain enough life. So we're getting hit for 9 here. Puts us to 6. But we've only got 4 damage in hand as well, so we need to draw a spell in 2 cards. Or even a Piranha Marsh would also do, I guess. Never mind. Ah, dear. So need to not be a land. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, just slightly. Yeah, just unfortunate that. And now it gets infinitely harder for us as well. So 3 Guest Verdicts and 3 Soul Reaps come out. Yeah, that was just really awkward. One of the only cards that we don't really want to see. Could bring. Don't Trespass, this kind of seems bad. Witches seems bad. Choking Sand's an interesting one because you can just blow up a land to try and colour screw them off their like abundant growths and things, but it doesn't deal damage to them, so I don't think I want to bring them in. But we'll see how it goes. That was really unfortunate. We were literally 1 damage off, and then the spell that we drew was the Soul Reap. Pretty unfortunate. So we have fruit. We have fruit into Rakdos into hopefully Guess Verdict them. I think that's fine. Our opponent's on a Malta 5. That's kind of like how we win. Is our opponent mulligans to Oblivion and we get to get them before they gain life. Having double Guess Verdict's probably where we want to be as well. Just we need to... The main issue is our hand's a bit slow at casting it. So we kind of want to get there before the double creature. There's one guy. Is he? Yep. Wasn't bad to draw the other fruit there either. Just mean we had something to cast with that mana. Yeah. Don't want to see a solidarity thing to make a 1/1. That'd be pretty annoying. Lifelink's also not actually that bad. He gains 1 and then we get a sacker. Make him sack a guy. I'm just going to pass the turn here, try and greed out another enchantment. Like if he plays another guy or something, then I will. But we could potentially squeeze like a mask or something here. Or that. Right, we'll take that. So then we get to Reckoner's Raid into Tyrant's Choice. Don't want to be holding up another Guess Verdict or anything, so could do another Swamp here so we can Sovereign's Bite and Guess Verdict. Bogle. One card in hand. Cool. That's nice. Now we get to hold up Guess Verdict as well if he decides to put another Armadillo Cloak on or a Lifelink, or if he just hits for 1, I'm not I don't think I'm gonna Guess Verdict it. I don't know what he was hesitant about, but 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 5 mana here. So if we draw a swamp, or we draw an untapped land, we can bump in the night. We were going to end the turn Guess Verdict anyways, to then fruit. So we are in the draw, so it's a bit worse, but yeah, just run it back. Obviously our opponent did Malta 5 it, but he did have Lifelink and Armadillo Cloak. And if those resolved, then we were pretty screwed, but we are relying very heavily on these Guess Verdicts and our opponent not drawing very well. Or getting an early Crypt Rats as well is also a possibility. But very unlikely, especially on the draw. Really unfortunate about that game 1. Most likely should have had it. But just drew unlucky. You just need that much critical mass, and obviously we have some really awkward draws that I can see. Obviously can't keep this because the 1 land's a Rakdos Canary and we do have the Guess Verdict. I would have kept this if this was a swamp, or even if it was a Piranha Marsh I would have kept this. I would actually keep it if I could guarantee a swamp on top of my deck. But we cannot, unfortunately. Guess Verdict, Rakdos Canarium, keep. Probably put the containment grounds on the contaminated grounds on the bottom. I don't know why I keep calling it containment. 1 drop. Piranha Marsh was actually a good draw. It gives us a spell as something to play on turn 1, and also means we can actually turn 2 Guess Verdict as well. White into lifelink. Spirit Companion's obviously really annoying. So, what do we want to do here? I kind of want to Fruit and then Rakdos Carnarium to then play Crypt Rats on 3. That's kind of what I'm looking at doing. Just to try and get this away as quick as possible. I think that's probably the best bet. Crypt Rats into holding up Verdict for a 3rd guy. Like if he Armadillo Cloaks, which I'm assuming he's gonna, yeah. Like we can beat a couple of hits off this, just not massive amounts. Hit for 6 here. We just can't have anything growing it, I don't think. Also, we need a land, actually. One, two, three, 4. If he buffs this with the caves, it's... oh, God. So he's getting 10 here because the lifelink and Armadillo Cloak aren't lifelink. Oh, God. 15. Oh, my... Jesus. Yeah, the guy just had the utter butter nuts here. Wow. Oh. Yeah, we're dead. As well, if we weren't so low as well, we could have... yeah, really unfortunate there. Guy just had too much of an aggressive start, and then the companion as well. Yeah, can't really complain. He just had really good hand for obviously what we're trying to do and how we're trying to attack his deck. Hey yo. Anyways, we'll see you guys for round 3. Hey guys, welcome back to round 3, and we're on the play here. Jesus. We got the Vampire's Kiss, so I'm actually not too bothered about this. I actually am going to keep this hand, weirdly enough. It's not great, obviously, but we do have Vampire's Kiss, which actually gets to filter away a lot of our lands. We don't have a 1-drop player. I think if this had a Piranha Marsh in, or even a Reckoner's Raid, then I think it would have took that over. Monk Conscripts. So against Mono Red Goblins. So I'm just going to use this Crypt Rats, Piranha Marsh, etc. and just try and... it's going to hit for 4. Yeah. I'm going to use this Crypt Rats to basically just clear the way. Just undo this now, just in case. What we got? Another land. So the Fruits. And Piranha Marsh here. So we're looking at Crypt Rats in next turn for 5. We could easily die here. Something that could easily happen. Like this also, like things like this and Bolt and things is why we can't just play this out in 3. Oh Jesus. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're on 8. These are 2 cards in hand. And we're getting hit for 2, 4, 5, 6 next turn. Oh dear. So we need something that can just gain us some life. Just mitigate the blow here. Discard a land. Bump. Bump's not what we're looking for. This gains us 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this basically puts us on 2. Assuming that he has another creature in hand to play with this. If he's got haste, then obviously... He could have Fire Blast, Goblin Grenade, that sort of thing. But we're also at a point where... So we're now put to 2. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there's 2, we go to 3. So we're on 1. If he literally plays a 2, like another Conscripts and then attacks, and has nothing in hand, we are dead. No, we are on 2. No, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go. Yeah, it was probably a pretty bad hand to keep, to be fair. Trespasser's Curse is good. Containment Ground, bad. Contaminated Ground, I should say. Unsure how much I want the Witches. Like, he's got Mog Fanatic, he's got Bushwhacker, and he probably has Foundry Street Denizen. Like, to me, that's not a lot. He's got too many. I think he's got too many X2s to justify bringing in Witches. We're on the play. I'm actually going to keep this hand. We have the Reckoner's Raid. We can discard the arms if worst comes to worst. But we only need 1 land to function, realistically. Like 3 obviously is ideal, but 2/2, sure. A land would be good here if we draw a swamp. Dasher here. It's like we've seen this game before. We do get 2/2 to basically block these next turn as well. Yeah, pretty greedy keep. I don't know how greedy it was. Obviously it was... It's a 2/2, sure. So if he attacks with both of these, I'm going to block this 2/2. It's not a... Maybe I can block this one next turn though, so it's at the end of the world. Kind of at the point where we're pretty much... Yeah, nice. We need a land here because we want to play the Trespasser's Curse. Because this isn't going to get him any... Like, this isn't going to kill us really. So you kind of need something else. So playing this Curse is pretty good. And this just gives us so much time with the bite. I am just going to block with the Captain. Probably the Cohort. Because there is a chance that this basically can't attack. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Getting hit for 6 here, down to 11. Just hitting run over lands would be good. I think these matchups you're fine seeing Crypt Rats. Like, it's not awful, but 3's a lot. Seeing all 3 Crypt Rats is probably too many. Getting hit for 4 here. Down to 10. So it means there's 3 cards in hand aren't creatures. Fruit. So yeah, I'm just gonna torture here, put him to 8. Means he probably has a bit of burn in hand, so can easily just lightning bolt us. We're most likely dead here. Just kept a really loose hand. I thought it might have got there, but I didn't expect to draw like a lot of our spells at 1 and 2. So I thought it might have actually got there, but clearly not. Just that little bit. Drew the top, like we have 3 crit rats in our deck, we drew all 3, and we have 4 arms and we had 1 in our hand. Do you know what I mean? Like we just drew the top end and then no lands, so just really unfortunate. I think we could have got there, but currently not in this game. Anyways guys, I'll see you guys for round 4. Hi guys, welcome back to round 4. We are on the draw here. I think we're going to keep this hand. This hand's fine. Well, when you're like on my outfit change here, just a bit cold, and heating prices. We all just got to put our jumpers on. It's too expensive. So we're just gonna pretty easily lead on the bump in the night here. We are probably against Bogles, especially with him naming White. Yep. So we could go bump here and then Carnarium, I think is fine. But I think we want to actually containment ground this. So then if he is stuck on 1 land, we do cut him off green. I actually think we cut him off completely because I don't think this falls off because it's a swamp, not a forest. Yeah, I thought so. So we actually cut him off green and white here. I've never had that. I've never containment ground the Utopia Sprawl, but makes sense. Hopefully stumbles on lands here and can't really get there, but we will see. He's just hitting us for 1, that's fine. Yeah, we're going to then just Tyrant's Choice here, hit him for 4. And then just play the Rakdos Carnarium. Two, 4, 5, 6. So him hitting for 1 is obviously fine here. I think we're going to sign in blood ourselves, just trying to find more spells, because obviously we've not really doing anything with our mana. We are a little bit flooded. Put him at 9, 2, 4. So we can basically just keep playing our lands and then bump, flashback 2 bumps. He's 9. But we basically just have to hope that he doesn't Armadillo Cloak us. Obviously, if he taps the land, obviously for mana, that's fine, I think. Like, this frees up the land, but he's still taking 2. So I think I'm fine with this. Obviously, it's a bit annoying with the contaminated ground that it buffs the Ancestral Mask. Piranha Mash. 4, 5 here. That was actually quite a good draw as well, because that bump puts him at 3, and then we can flashback bump next turn. So basically, he needs a white sword. He needs another land here to. Needs another land there to play an Armadillo Cloak as he's out. So he not only needs an Armadillo Cloak, he needs another land, which was good for us. Obviously, these Soul Reaps are bad, and we want to bring in these 3 Geth's Verdicts. Again, it is interesting about these Chokin Sands. They don't hit for 2, but they can just screw his mana base up quite a lot. So I don't know how worth that is. But hey, we'll see how this goes. Obviously, the contaminated ground there was really good. So, we're on the draw. We have a guest verdict. We have 2 playable 1-drops, and this is kind of like a 1-drop. So what? I haven't learned my lesson. I'm going to keep a 1-land hand. Obviously a Swampy is great. Let's go. Shot. Another land, put a lifelink on that guy, that's fine. A bumper. So we do get a 2/2 that actually blocks this as well. Never mind. So this guy is kitted. So we do actually need a swamp like now. Nice. So I'm going to just play this land and pass. I'm going to try and greed out another enchantment here. Utopia Sprawl's fine. Put a mask on this. If we get an Armadillo Cloak here as well, that'd be great. Nice. Sacks a guy, loses a life. He does get the Rancor back, but he loses the lifelink and the Armadillo Cloak, and has no creature. So that's fine. That is good for us. We can now freely attack for 2. I think I probably want a Vampire's Kiss here over like Sovereign's Bite. I don't need to gain that much life now, but we can just start blood tokening to gain some life. And we kind of want to hit some land drops here pretty quickly to try and get a Crypt Rats going. 3 mana. Spirited Companion's fine. Commune. Ancestral Mask. Okay. Rancor this guy? Sure. Contaminated Ground's pretty good draw as well. It's quite annoying that this enchantment basically buffs his companion as well. With the mask. So I'm assuming he's just going to play the mask here. Yep. $11.9. Jesus. So what do we need to do here? Sovereign's Bite puts us up to 12. Fruit as well. That puts them on 5 with 0 cards in hand. And they're hitting for 12. So I think we If we do this, that puts him at 5. If they need to whiff this turn, then we block the Glade cover. They whiff this turn, then we block the Glade cover. No. That's 50. Yeah. Cool. We were so close. Just obviously, we're a bit too slow, obviously, but we did keep a 1-lander. So I can't really complain. I'll eventually learn my lesson. Yes, I'd like to go first. This hand's fine for racing, so I think I'm going to keep. Like, I'm not going to aggressively mulligan here for a Gets Verdict, I don't think. If he leads on Guy, like 1-drop, I think I'll Sign and Blood myself to try and find one. Maybe. No, I think I'm gonna just bump and then Saga here. He's on 13. Goes to 12 here. What a draw. So I'm just going to pass the turn because he has 3 mana up. So if he wants to Armadillo Cloak, then we can get him. If he plays like a creature here, I'm just going to guess Verdict. Yeah, that's fine. But even still, I'm just going to guess Verdict anyways, end of turn. Tap land. It's down to 11 now. We get a 2/2 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I guess we just Sovereigns by him. So another guy here. Nothing to put on it so far. It's only got 2 mana. Utopia's Brawl on this. Okay. Companion. Just going to attack here. If he double blocks, that's fine. It's fine by us. He's not double blocking. So yeah, just going to Piranha Marsh here. Vampire's Kiss him down to 3. We have 4 damage in hand and a 2/2 attacking. So we're kind of just hoping for no big enchantment and a lifelinker. A lifelink effect. That's kind of what we're hoping for. Like, we can do with 1. Like, this Armadillo Cloak is fine. But you just don't want Armadillo Cloak plus Mask, I think. Or Armadillo Cloak plus Ethereal Armor. So this puts him at 6. Or a Rancor either. No Rancor. 1 time. Just attack. Nice. So he attacks for 3. Well, at least 3. Yeah. So he's on 6. Attack for 2 here. And then we fruits him. And then the guy can kindly have 2 guards. Nice. Whew, managed to get there. Not a bad one, and I will see you guys for the final round. Hey guys, welcome back to the final round. We're on the play here. Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy keep. No 1-drop, but it's fine. Most likely going to sign in Blood ourselves. Crossroads. Crossroads make me think that he's got a like Karoo land in hand or whatever, so, or even in his deck. So I'm just going to sign in Blood myself. Yep. So, So I guess we're just gonna fruit him here, and I think we just contaminated ground the campus. Tapping it for white, probably gonna call Skyfisher here and bounce his campus, which I'm fine with that. Like, that's the best thing that happens for him, but like, if it's not a core Skyfisher and he plays like this is fine. Because he's just constantly taking 2. So I think I'm just gonna arms him here and then play the Carnarium. No particular reason other than I just want to be mana efficient. The next turn I can basically play these, or I can Crypt Rats and hold it up for 2. Golden Egg. So I'm just gonna Sovereign's Bite this, Sovereign's Bite him, and then Soul Reap this. Not a particularly great Soul Reap target, but just keeps him low enough. Obviously these gain him 3, so he is at like an effective 13, but that all depends if he finds another land as well, because then it only gains him 1. Okay, nicely done. Managed to screw him on red there, which was pretty good for us, so we can't really complain. Against this version with the Thraben Inspectors, probably the Seeker and the Glint Hawks, etc., I don't think Witches is as good, because I most likely think it's the Metalcraft version with the Synthesizer, so I don't think they're equally as good. And also I'm unsure on the Trespass cards because they run a lot less creatures, but they sometimes do run the Called Off a Rebirth kind of thing, kind of cards. So I think I'm going to try, maybe not even all 4, maybe try just 3 and then shave on like fruits. Fruits, Contaminated Ground and an Arms maybe. I think that's fine. I can see the one that we do draw most likely dealing more damage than 3 from the arms or whatever, so I think it's fine. Guy's stuck if he wants to take 1. Our opponent's back. Seeker, obviously not what we want to see this early on. Seeker's most likely going to carry him here. If we don't find a Soul Reap pretty quickly. Maybe something we should be looking at bringing in like Guess Verdict or something. At least to try and snag one. Just why it's the only guy. But then he equally could have just played Plains Thraben Inspector and the Guess Verdict in hand could be stuck. Double Seeker. What? Okay. Means we don't get this Seeker in play, so if we do find like a Soul Reap, I guess it's not the end of the world. You're gonna bounce the egg. I will take you exiling cards off the top of your deck, I guess. I kind of just want to Signing Blood myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we play a Piranha Marsh here, Piranha Marsh, and then I can then like Sovereign Spite Soul Reap. That answers the Seeker. Obviously he's gaining a lot of life, but we are 2 Seekers down at that point. This guy just loves exiling top cards of his library. Yeah. It's for 3, puts him at 27, puts me down to 9. Which is unfortunate. But we are going up to 12 here. And we are going to Soul Reap his guy. Obviously the Signing Bloods are a bit awkward here. Just losing so much life against an aggressive deck. So I think what I'm looking at going to do next turn is Vampire's Kiss and Tyrant's Choice to then Tyrant's Choice Blood Token the Arms. I would guess. If we get that far, that is. Has he got a land for this? Is he just feeling that comfortable? Okay. So he's literally cast no cards off the Experimental Synthesizer so far. Crypt Rats. So we're not quite there yet. That can be something that we look at doing next turn. So do we think we're going to die here? If yes, we can look at Arms in here instead of the Tyrant's Choice. I think that's fine. I think that's probably what we want to do. No, do we? Yeah, we do. We're going to draw another Trespasser's Curse here, which is pretty... It's okay. I think it's fine. We don't want to see a Core Skyfisher here. Lightning Bolt to 11. This is the only thing we didn't want to see. Because then it punishes the Piranha Marsh return as opposed to a Swamp. So we're basically looking at drawing... We draw a Swamp here. It's not bad. I mean, we do die to a lot of things. So like we do die to a Bolt here. So we do die to a Bolt, which is obviously unfortunate. But he has Sing 2. He has Sing 2 so far and is only top 20, so... Golden Egg's fine. Nice. Torture here. Put him to 8. Then torture again. Puts him at 4. Which currently, as it stands, that can cause a draw. Obviously not ideal. Cracked again. 3. Okay. I think Seeker. Sure. We're on 4. So we've got no Vampire's Kiss. 1, 2, 3. Then we can do that for 3, put us to 1. Gives him a draw step to find a Lightning Bolt or a Golf Blast. I think that's probably what we want to do. Or we can just use it to block. It's also an option. I don't mind looking to use it to block. And then kill itself to stop him gaining life anyways. Do you crack in the clue? Or cleanse and wildfire, target his land. Sure. Golden egg. Do we think he has a bolt? Let's find out. Wait. Oh, okay. He had... What? What? Are you for real? This guy is literally... What? What's this guy doing? That makes no sense. He's just slow rolled a Golf Blast. Sure. What the hell? That makes literal no sense. Whatever. Such a weird play. Like, I was dead anyways, so why'd he slow roll that, all of that? The hell? See, the arms is a bit... The Trespasser's Curses were a bit weak there. Maybe they're not what we want. There's a lot of non-basics, so maybe we want Chalk and Sands. Maybe we don't want anything like that. Maybe Chalk and Sands is better than Contaminated Grounds. It's got 4 indestructible lands. I'm going to bring these in. Maybe. 3 and 3, I guess. Let's try that. Just removal, like, I think, is probably where we want to be, I guess. This is fine. Got a Crit Rat, which is good. Got a Soul Reap, which is also good for the... even if he just plays turn 2 Seeker, it's fine. I have no idea what our opponent was doing there. Not a clue. It was just a very odd turn of events. Like, whatever. He wasted time by just pointing it at the Crit Rats as well, as opposed to our face. But, sure. Our opponent is entitled to play cards however he would like. So we're just going to cast this, choose Torture, maim this. Like, I don't think I'm particular. If he plays Seeker in particular on turn 2, I'm just going to Soul Reap it. Egg into Galv Blast. Is he going to Galv Blast my face? Sure. Interesting, he played Egg off a mountain. He's a very peculiar player. Pretty awkward, these 2 Crypt Rats as well. We can Crypt Rats for 1, which is not nothing next turn. Plays Plains. Core Skyfisher. Sure. Like, I'm not particularly fussed about Soul Reap and that. Yeah, I'm going to sign him with myself. Lightning Bolt me. Sure. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to Rakdos Carnarian back to Piranha Marsh. It was a slight misplaying that I should have tapped the Piranha Marsh, but I don't think it's going to matter because obviously I had nothing to cast. And if I did, then I could have just cast it then and then bounced it, but I think this is fine. Sovereign's Bite's also pretty nice here in that it... So you're getting 3 now. Split another egg. Sure. Yeah, it's a hit us for 2 here, but we gain 3. Sovereigns Bite him here. Fruit him as well. Maybe should have just Soul Reap there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Soul Reap. Something that we can do is just flashback Fruits. And then Soul Reap him. Gain 3. Gains another 3 back to 12. It's fine. Bolt us or something, yeah. Our opponent is fairly aggressively just throwing away his spells. Sign in Blood. I think we can Sign in Blood ourselves here. Most likely going to be able to Soul Reap this and play something else. Down to 9. Down to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana next turn, so we can just Crypt Rats. Cleanse on Wildfire himself. Sure. Could do with some more life gain just to stem the bleeding a little. Synthesizer, Exile Bolt. Just gonna cast Bolt on our face, sure. So I think I'm fine just playing this out here and then doing this for 4. Like we can now do this for 2 and then 2 with the fruits. So he does need to gain some life here. Lightning Bolt this. He has 3 cards in hand. He has to have 2 more burn spells here to kill us. If that's what he does, that's, you know, we can't play around this. We are quite low. And he's on 2. Cleanse and Wildfire, sure. And then we're just gonna flash back the fruits hopefully, and that should be game if we're lucky. Glintalk. So I don't think there's a way we die here because there's only one. That's nice. So he's played a land this turn. I don't know what he's after. He must be after something in particular. Cool. We managed to get there. Easy. Managed to 3-2 there, so it's not too bad. And I cannot for the life of me find Blackburn. Here we are. So moving forward, I think I would probably. I think the sideboard's pretty. There's not much like room to breathe with the sideboard. I'd probably add in like another guest verdict, I would say. And then probably take out a Chalk and Sands is what I'd probably do moving forward. Just because there is a lot of boggles around, and Chalk and Sands is okay, but it's not far off kind of material, I don't think. Crypt Rat's really, it's good when it's good, but it's so clunky. That's what I feel. You're missing like I think you could easily run 2, and then you're probably missing like 5 burn spells with these. Because your containment grounds are useless most of the time, and you're just hoping your opponent stumbles. And then the third Crypt Rat's probably too many. So it'd be interesting to see how it moves forward. I think I could see some other 1-mana creature maybe, or yeah, it would be interesting. Maybe you could cut the Crypt Rats completely, and then run 3 more 1-drops, and then 4 Morsel Thefts. But I think Morsel Thefts pretty clunky in this kind of build, especially with only 7 1-drops. So it'd be interesting, and I think 4 Piranha Marsh is also good enough to like justify instead of running the 1-drop build. I think that's slightly better. So I'm uncertain, but thank you guys for watching anyways, and I'll see you guys next time.